All right, so let's get into it. Just gonna be a quick 5 minute presentation, pretty much of the 5 slides I've sent to Jagex and what I posted on my Reddit account. Um, but I'm just gonna go in a little bit more depth, a little bit more detail, and kind of like the inspiration behind it and everything. So my main inspiration for this is based off the movie The Goonies, probably my favorite '80s movie, and I think it kind of has that childlike sense of wonder and adventure, and has those themes of like going out and finding treasure, which I think is essential for the sailing skill. Um, and this kind of expands on that idea of going out and getting treasure, and also ties in an iconic NPC from, you know, Gillinor, which is Captain Arnav. Um, so yeah, the whole idea behind it is that you kind of figure out where Captain Arnav's been, where his ship is at, because as far as I know, there hasn't been one with the sailing update, and so you do a small quest to find his ship, break it free from this like caved in cove that it's in, and then you get a few rewards. And honestly, the I what I posted in the slides are, they can be changed or whatever. This isn't anything is solidified. These can all be updated or revisited. The reward space is honestly the hardest part of these ideas. I feel like, because they're kind of hard to balance. But the idea was to kind of allow clue scrolls and treasure hunting to all kind of be tied together and brought together on this one island, right? So that's what I'm going for here. So when you first visit the island, you'll meet these characters here, and these are directly inspired by the Goonies as well. Slug is just, if you've seen the movies, it's just sloth, and I thought it'd be funny if it was a gnome. I edited these characters in Photoshop, and Slug here will help you enter the dungeon, where his family is currently plundering the dungeon, right? And he'll help you get into the dungeon that he's supposed to be guarding if you help move a boulder. Um, and you have to offer him a chocolate bar, like just in the movie The Goonies. It's probably too many references to The Goonies, but I mean, I'm pretty sure like Misthalin Mysteries is just a full on Scream reference, right? So, you know, Jagex is always about referencing different films and stuff, so I figured why not have something like this in the game, right? So you give him a chocolate bar, he helps you move the boulder so you can go into the mini dungeon. The mini dungeon has, when you walk in, one large room, creepy stone, moss growing, vines hanging from the ceiling. Right in the center, though, is a bone organ, and you have to go to other small rooms within this main chamber to find parts of a music sheet that you would combine together once you go to all 3 individual rooms and solve the puzzles in those rooms. Put the sheet together, play the notes on it, the organ plays, opens this grand door to the main alcove, right? So that's just a fun little puzzle, and there can be some mini puzzles within that, and maybe some combat encounters with the family members, as shown in the previous slide here. Maybe each member's in a different chamber. So yeah, once you finish that little mini puzzle, then you're into the main room, and that's pretty much the bulk of the island, is just this hollowed out cave, um, with the main ship, Captain Arnav's ship, and you would go ahead and scale up the left hand side of the image here. Scale up, maybe you grapple hook up. I don't know. You can add other little skill challenges if you want to get onto the ship, but you get into the back captain's quarters, and Captain Arnav's in there, and he's surrounded by wealth, and he tells you, I got a fate worse than death, surrounded by treasure, but cursed with never having the knowledge of how to open it. And that's kind of just a nod towards his random event sequence where he never knows how to open any of the caskets he has. And now that there's a vengeful phantom that's cursed his first mate, Billy One Eye, which is another reference to Pirate's Treasure, where there's One Eyed Hector. Um, and I thought it'd be funny if Billy One Eye and One Eyed Hector were like brothers, perhaps, and they both lost an eye. I think that's kind of comical. It's also a reference to One Eye Willie in the Goonies, right? So double reference, references everywhere. Um, but if you go onto the top deck, you would have a boss fight with Billy One Eye, who's currently possessed by this, vengeful phantom. And after you beat him, then you would be able to fire the cannons on the top deck of the ship and blow open the side cave. And with that, um, the quest is pretty much complete, right? So then we go to the rewards. Um, and this is like I said, the reward space here can be edited or adjusted. I wanted to have a fishing spot because I that's my favorite skill is fishing. I thought a hunter impling spot would be cool, and I've seen Reddit users talk about the potential to add pirate implings into the game, and I think they're already in RuneScape 3 because that's where I got this image of this pirate impling from, off the RuneScape 3 wiki. Um, so having a new pirate impling spot on the top of the cove that you could like rappel up to would be cool, and then a fishing spot down below where you could get clue scrolls at a higher rate, not a like a crazy rate, but better than what you normally do for other clue hunting methods. And then this would also introduce like a treasure hunting guild that would be ran by these guys, right? And that would be like a another take on port tasks, I guess, where it's just like treasure hunting tasks, but you can only do them at this cove, right? And it'd be I don't think it should grant sailing experience necessarily, but it'd be like you take a task and then you can go off and it'd be its own version of clue scrolls, essentially, I guess. Kind of clue scrolls mixed with port tasks is kind of how I'm envisioning it. So those would be like the three different activities you would do on the island. So you got the treasure hunting guild, the fishing spot with higher clue scroll rates, and the hunter imp catching on the top of the cove. Um, with all that being said, these rewards could I'm totally willing to like adjust how whatever's balanced, right? If maybe there's a item that just helps with doing clue scrolls better or treasure hunting better in general, uh, that'd be great. It's hard to balance or hard to think of ideas for um, doing clue scrolls because clue scrolls are another one of my favorite activities in the game. I don't know what items we could add to like help people that like doing that content a little bit more. But on top of that, I thought it'd be neat if you could start getting XP lamps from Capt Arnav after this quest is complete, just as a little bonus. Um, and yeah, well, I don't know, one quest point. I don't know how many quest points they want to give for a short quest like this. I assume one quest point. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and the music track, right? So this is my favorite song on RuneScape at the moment. I've been listening to this on repeat, and I'll just show you guys right now. It's pretty damn good. I'm a fan of it. It's spooky. I think it would fit the like if we could do a similar theme, it would be great. I just love this like that. It's such a fun sound, and it's just like this real grimy like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I feel like it'd fit perfect with this kind of adventure though, right? And it just keeps building. That's what I like about it. So you go later in the video, it's just like this. It just adds all these elements. Oh, you hear that? That's fucking sick. Yeah, I love this song. So create whatever that is, but like with organ music maybe, but like referencing the well, here we go. Referencing the bone organ piano puzzle or whatever earlier in the quest. And I think this is like, magic, right? So I'm double the time I said I was gonna be. I said 5 minutes, it's ended up being 10, but I apologize for that. Maybe I'll cut it down a little bit. But thank you for considering this, Jagex. Thank you for watching it. I love this game. It's my favorite game of all time, and I hope it wins. So thank you.